Hello and welcome back to the Stronghold. I'm the Magi and you know what time it is, and we're gonna get our midweek magic on. This week the fine folks at Wizards are gonna make me say, well, what is a bit of a dirty word to some people? That's right, we're talking about alchemy. But no worries, we're going to get you through this week's event with a minimum of huff and puff and very little, if any, investment in alchemy cards. What more could you possibly ask for? But before we get into all that, allow me to do the awkward thing and promote the channel. A while back, one of my viewers was kind enough to point out that we are the only channel putting out timely midweek magic content. So be sure to subscribe right here at the Planeswalker Stronghold for all of your future midweek magic needs, because we will be bringing you a deck list or strategy every single week. So what do you say we put all this aside and just get to that? When we take a look at the alchemy meta right now, in particular for best of one, we see a couple of interesting things here going on. We see a lot of decks that are fairly budget friendly but have mediocre or in some cases subpar win rates. So not an ideal place for a more casual or less focused alchemy player to really invest. Then we also see some decks that tend to be a little bit more expensive and require more alchemy commitment, but have very aggressive win rates, like Mono Black with a 69% win rate. That is pretty darn stellar. But when we take a look at that Mono Black deck, we see a lot of, higher rarity, aka expensive cards going on, like 4 copies of Sheldred of the Apocalypse. That's something you might already have in your collection, or maybe not. You also see 4 One Rings, so we're up to 8 mythics on just a casual glance. We do have a copy of Gix's Command. We probably all have copies of Go for the Throat, Sheldred's Edicts. But then we get to another card, Liliana the Veil, which you can get through Jump In, but for a mythic is still pretty expensive. And then 4 Evolved Sleepers. This deck gets expensive very, very quick. And in particular, again, for someone who wants to have a more casual and less focused approach to alchemy, it's not really a great answer. But in doing some research for this and some other videos over the last few weeks, I did come across a deck that I think has an excellent potential for players that fit that description. I found so much interest was a Dimir Poison, which has kind of been off my radar because in Standard it has a really subpar win ratio below 50%. However, in Alchemy, it is pushing a nearly 65% win rate, which is just borderline astounding. And the best news is it's super budget friendly because the only rares are in the mana base. And I've got a very simple 3 rare mana base going for this. It doesn't actually need expensive rare dual lands or anything like that. It actually functions pretty darn well with just islands and swamps. But the fact of the matter is we all have a copy of Dark Slick Shores in our collection. I think anyone who's interested in playing alchemy, even at an incidental rate for just maybe midweek magics or something like that, consider using a rare wildcard to craft Captivating Crossroads. It functions very much like the other rare that I put in here, Thran Portal, in the fact that you can create a single mana of the chosen color. So it really fixes you on this as much as you possibly need. I've actually had games with this where I played Thran Portal and had it in hand and never ended up playing it because I just wasn't interested in a pain land. But really everything else here is all about toxic and proliferate It's all commons and uncommons. It's an unbelievably inexpensive deck. Very few creatures. In fact, the stats on it are 11 creatures, almost all of which are Phyrexians. So if you are looking to build this deck in Standard, of course, don't forget about Secluded Courtyard, because it's going to cast literally every creature in your deck, and it makes it even more budget friendly. But like I said, this deck really is not designed for Standard. It seems to be doing very well in Alchemy. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with it today. Let's take it for a spin in Alchemy. My things have kind of aligned here to be very black and blue friendly. So it seems like the perfect time. I've got 3 750s. Let's play until we finish out a quest here and do the thing. I'm going to have to do the thing I don't normally do and select Alchemy here, and we'll go with that Alchemy Toxic deck. Let's see if we can get some wins here. Is the 65% win rate just hype, or is it something we can actually tune to our advantage? Is this a deck to maybe consider taking into a more aggressive ranking ladder with for Alchemy? We'll see. Welcome, opponent. Not even going to attempt to pronounce your name. Well, I get no turn 1 play, but that's okay. I will keep that. Scheming Aspirin, even though we're not really going for a life victory, it does block very well. And we've got Whispers of the Dross up, because that just feels like a thing that might be happening here. Not as effectively as I want it to be, so I'll hold that up maybe. I think I want to get the Aspirant down. I mean, it does have First Strike and Trample, but we can block effectively there, I do believe, unless they have a pump. It'll be interesting to see if this deck is actually fast enough to beat us, and that helps a lot right there. Let's see here. See how they feel about blocking here. What is their general attitude? They're going to say no. So that gave us a big boost there on our poison tokens. Kind of like that combo there. And we've got a full suite of interesting things to do next turn. Gonna take 5 here. Honestly, this feels like a race we can win at this point. They're just done with that. Okay, they scooped out. I guess they saw we were having to think about all the cards in our hand and are either just really impatient or knew that meant problems for them. We'll go to game 2 here. Alright, here we go. Another opponent that I will not attempt to pronounce, but welcome, all the same. Mono black, you say? Okay, we'll keep that. A turn 1 nothing, and we drew a turn 1 play. I kind of like that. All right, they're playing the aggressive Boros deck. So I think we're going to get aggressive with our poison counters. A lot of builds aren't running this Necrogen Communion, and wow, just 2 really fast wins there. I don't even think we cast enough spells to finish our quest for the day. And no, so we're moving to game 3 here. As we wait for an opponent. There we go. Surfer, man after my own heart. Or woman, I don't know. I have to admit, it took me several days to notice this fall border going on. Have they changed the borders before? Is that something entirely new, or have I just been oblivious? Who knows? Where is our opponent? Can't even play with my android over here. Although I guess technically that's more of a robot than an android, but... Alright, yeah, I don't hate that at all. We'll keep that. We're on the draw, but not terribly so. And up against green, and once again, we drew the 1-drop. Can you dig it? I think we get in for a nice, easy one here, sure. And I think we're actually going to play the Blight Belly. I'm not really worried about next turn for a counter spell. It's the turn after that I'm worried about, but watch them prove me completely wrong. I don't know. Okay, so they're pretty dedicated ramp here. So I think we're gonna force them to sack their 1 creature, put them off their ramp for a turn, hit them for a couple of poison counters here, and pass it back. Again, 4 mana isn't really the point that I'm worried about. It's more the 5, so let's see whether that was a smart play or not. I mean, not terrible. I don't hate that. I mean, it is indestructible, but let's find out just how attached they are to it. Oh, well, I guess indestructible blocks that anyway. So that was probably a bit of a misplay there on my part. They're trying to figure that out. And clearly they understood it better than I did. But we do at least get our creature back. And we'll intern. Oh, that's sorcery speed, darn it. Decks I'm not familiar with. And apparently play badly. Wow, this is some crazy combo shenanigans thing they got going on here. Wow, that is big old scary. Do we just want to kill Joda? I think we kind of have to here, right? This time we will not misplay and we will properly draw cards. More ramp. We will just prevent as much damage as we can here with the bounce. I mean, Experimental Augury lets me look at more cards, and since it's an instant, I probably should have held it. Since we took the land, we're able to play Distorted Curiosity, and we got another Experimental Augury. Do I want to swing this? If I do, they get a poison counter for killing it. So they're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't here. They should probably kill it, I mean, let's be honest. So I think next turn we can just hard cast enough poison counters here to sneak out the win despite our misplays. And they're going to have kind of a hard time killing us here. That's a big boy though. Luckily, we don't need to actually get involved in combat to win. See what the door brings us. Apparently that was a whiff on their part. So I think we kill Gwen. Oh, nice. I forgot about indestructibility. That's a thing. So how about we ask them to sacrifice a creature? Because that bypasses indestructibility. And gives them a poison counter. Sweet. And we'll just do this again. Hey, we win. That's like... Is that 3 in a row? It's pretty solid, and we haven't quite finished out our play here. So let's go for another one here. Not the best opening hand, but I'm going to keep it just to kind of see what it'll do for us. We'll have Whispers up if they want to drop an X1. It's not, and since it only proliferates, I don't really want to do anything about that. Real augury, though. Yeah, I guess we'll take Drown and Nigger, for sure. Vraska's Fall next turn allows us to get a poison counter. And then we can just kind of start going off. Let's say black. So now all of our things that proliferate instead of giving a poison counter actually become useful. Man, they are playing the food deck, huh? Interesting. And I seem to remember this is the combo piece. Oh, whoops. Do we draw a fourth land? That would be nice. Another Took. Wonderful. Do I just want to straight up kill that? I think we do. Of course, now I wish I had the creature. That's unfortunate. All right, so I'm gonna pass and let it go to combat here. Sure. We'll go to our turn here. Why did it tap blue there? Instead of giving me the ability to play Distorted Curiosity. That's disappointing. I'm just going to proliferate here. I don't think this deck runs any X1s. So we'll just go to a fifth poison counter here. I think we want to augury here. We'll grab the Blight Belly and submit one. So we're probably going to take 2 here from Sam on the next turn. Another Took. Okay, alright. They are definitely getting the life gain foods going, but it doesn't matter because we're in it for the poison. So yeah, I think I want to double down on creatures here.
pay the life. Now let's see what they want to do here as far as attacking. The sheriff got him. Well, they have certainly gotten wide. Wow. Seriously? That's a big boy right there. Who is gonna get the chump block. I think we just lose this one. I think we're going to come up 1 point short. And only one blue source, so I can't even two-spell here. Maybe we get a creature. We did not. So that is a concede. Alright, so we lost our fourth game. So with a very small sampling of testing, we had a 75% win rate. I think this deck is real. I think it certainly is worth pursuing and testing a little bit more for those Alchemy players out there. So give it a look and maybe give it a craft. And hey, just in case you didn't catch all that, Matt would like you to know that the deck list that we discussed in this video is going to have a link down in the doobly-doo to take you over to Aetherhub, along with a link to any other alternative lists that you might wish to consider. He only asks that you give it a little thumbs up when you're over there checking out the deck list. And I plan on live playing this event on Wednesday at 11 a.m. over on my Twitch channel. So definitely stop in and check it out. Because the Stronghold is so much more than just a YouTube channel, and you can find links to all of our other social media outlets in our profile. Because at the end of the day, we're all budget players. And as a community, we're stronger together. So like, comment, subscribe, follow, do all those things to show a little love. It's appreciated more than you know.